Welcome to Fireside Scripture from Daily Dose of God with Joe. I'm Joe, and tonight we continue our road to Bethlehem. The season deepens, the nights grow colder, and the story moves into the heart of a man whose faith, heartbreak, and obedience shape the Nativity in ways few truly understand. This is the winter Joseph meets the angel, and the moment Christmas settles into his soul. Joseph lived a simple life in Nazareth. His days began before sunrise, when the cool air carried the scent of damp earth and distant olive trees. He walked to his workshop with steady steps, greeting neighbors who swept dust from their doorways or fed their animals for the morning. Inside his small carpentry shop, the sound of shaping wood echoed with calm rhythm. Joseph's hands bore the marks of his trade: strength from lifting beams, precision from carving joints, patience from crafting tools, wheels, and frames for families throughout the village. Children visited him often. They watched wide-eyed as curls of wood fell to the floor in perfect spirals. Joseph smiled gently at their curiosity, his focus never leaving the careful work before him. His life was steady, predictable, rooted in duty and shaped by devotion. And in this season, just before the Nativity, Joseph walked through the cold days of winter, unaware that God prepared something extraordinary for him. Joseph had made a promise to Mary, a pledge of marriage that filled him with warmth and anticipation. Mary carried a grace and gentleness that drew Joseph's admiration. Her kindness touched everyone she encountered. Her devotion to God rested at the center of her conversations, her choices, her entire life. Joseph worked diligently to prepare for their future together. He shaped beams that would one day frame their home. He carved shelves where Mary would place clay jars and woven baskets. He saved carefully, ensuring she would lack nothing. He dreamed of evenings shared by lamplight, meals cooked together in a small hearth, and a household filled with peace. But as winter settled deeper across Nazareth, news arrived that shattered Joseph's world. One quiet afternoon, Mary approached Joseph with a solemn calm. Her eyes carried truth and depth that reached beyond anything Joseph had seen before. She spoke gently, choosing every word with care. She had received a message from heaven. She carried a child given by God. Her voice trembled from the sacred weight of what she carried. Joseph listened in silence. His heart tightened, his breath stilled, his mind filled with questions that came too quickly to speak out loud. The winter air felt colder. The world that once made perfect sense now felt fragile in his hands. He loved Mary. He respected her character. But this message, it placed him in the center of a mystery he could not grasp. He walked away slowly, his steps heavy, his thoughts tangled in a sorrow and confusion. That night, Joseph sat alone in his small home. A single oil lamp flickered beside him, casting soft shadows across the wooden beams he carved himself. Outside, the winter wind whispered through the cracks in the walls. The town grew quiet under the pale glow of the moon. Joseph's heart ached. Mary's words echoed through his mind. He replayed her voice, her honesty, the steady way she looked at him when she spoke of the angel. He wanted to trust her completely. He wanted to believe her. But the situation felt enormous. Too enormous for a simple carpenter trying to carry a sacred truth he didn't yet understand. Joseph closed his eyes, weary from the weight of a decision he never imagined facing. He would not dishonor her. He chose the path of gentleness, even in his grief. He prepared to set her free quietly, hoping to protect the woman he still loved from the harshness of the world around them. And with that heavy choice, Joseph drifted into restless sleep. In the heart of the night, everything changed. A light filled Joseph's dreams, soft, warm, but brighter than the moon, tender as dawn rising over the hills. A messenger from God stood before him, wrapped in a radiance that touched Joseph's soul with peace. The angel spoke with calm authority. "Joseph, son of David, do not fear this path. Mary carries a holy son. God brings salvation through this child. You will name him Jesus." The angel revealed truth with clarity. Mary spoke with honesty. Her story carried God's hand. The life within her came from heaven's compassion. Joseph's heart warmed with understanding. The sorrow that once clouded his thoughts lifted. The winter night around him felt brighter, filled with the quiet pulse of God's presence. The messenger departed, and Joseph awoke with a peace that settled deep within his spirit. The decision became clear. He would walk this path with Mary. He would protect her. He would raise the child she carried. He would trust God's timing, God's purpose, and God's miracle. The next morning, Joseph stepped into the cold air of Nazareth with a steady resolve. The winter sun rose above the hills, casting golden warmth across rooftops dusted with frost. Joseph went directly to Mary. His expression carried gentleness, strength, and the peace that only comes from God. Mary looked at him with hope and uncertainty. She didn't know what decision he had made. She didn't know if their story together had ended. Then Joseph spoke with quiet assurance. He would stay. He would walk with her. He would honor the calling placed upon her life and the child she carried. Tears filled Mary's eyes. Relief softened her breath, and the two stood together in the winter morning, united under the hand of God. From this moment forward, their lives intertwined with the heartbeat of Christmas. As the days passed, Nazareth moved through its winter rhythms, baking bread, drawing water, tending animals, preparing for the census that would soon send families across the region. Mary and Joseph worked side by side, their bond strengthened by obedience and trust. Evenings filled with warm lamplight, while prayer shaped their conversations and Scripture guided their hearts. Every step they took drew them closer to Bethlehem, closer to a manger prepared in simplicity, closer to the night when heaven would announce peace, closer to the birth of the Holy Son. The season pressed forward with holy purpose. The world shifted gently toward the miracle that would change all creation. This part of the Christmas story rests on the faith of Joseph, a man who surrendered his heartbreak to walk a path shaped by God's love. His obedience illuminated the winter season. His courage strengthened Mary. His trust opened the way for the journey ahead. As we continue along the road to Bethlehem, our next chapter follows Mary and Joseph as they begin their long journey through cold nights and crowded roads, traveling toward the town where prophecy will be fulfilled.